Hey guys, Emerson Side, and here's the track guide for Darlington. We were off last week, that's why there was no video. Unless you count like all the road racing series out there. Yeah, the trucks and Xfinity were at road courses, so yeah. Anyways, we're here at Darlington, possibly one of the most difficult tracks, just for the fact is it's so line sensitive that if you have to pass somebody, it makes things hairy for both of you. Eventually somebody's gonna lift. Or not, or they'll end up in the wall like that one 2003 finish. So anyways, keys to the race card. Like I said, I'm going to do pit road and pace car speed. Pace car speed's at 60 miles an hour. And the pit road speed's 45 miles per hour. So, you know, there's that 15 mile an hour difference. Now, it's not as big of a deal here as it was at, Bristol. So anyways, number one, tires. And I say that because it's not really that you're going to overdrive them or anything. On entry, you might be sliding the rears, and as you'll see in this video, you can slide the front end too, to where it won't turn. So that's something to keep in mind, because, you slide it once, it's just going to keep getting worse. Number two is very line sensitive. There's really not much grooves to work with, except for 3 and 4. Some people can make the bottom work, and some can make the top work. And this brings me to number 3, which, lap traffic again, but for completely different reasons than Bristol. Here, they're really, every race I've done, they've been quite courteous, letting you go, but there's just nowhere to let someone go here. Super wide track, but only like a 16th of that is drivable. So anyways, that's it for the keys to the race. We'll go ahead and just show you the pit exit line, and we'll go from there. Alright, there's the pit exit. That's where you can speed from 45 miles an hour and get up to speed. Stay under the yellow line that you see here, and there's your exit there on the exiting turn 2, and there's your blue cone. So there we go, onto the lap. Alright, here we are about to take the lap. Fixed setup, 12:1 steering ratio. Lower the brake bias to 64, but I recommend leaving it at 65 because, well, it's kind of difficult in 3 with this setup, or brake bias. All honesty, I think setup sucks, but it does make it fun and challenging, so that's a plus for it. So let's go ahead and watch the lap, and, then we'll talk about it. So here we go. Alright, there's a lap. We got a 28.12, which is an okay lap. I think VRS is quicker than me this week, which I'm usually just as quick or quicker than they are, but I suck here, so they're at a 28.0, so that's pretty much the fast guy times. 27.9s if you go count super fast people. Alright, we're going to make our way into 1, which I believe is one of the hardest corners, mostly because if you underdrive it, you'll hit the apron, go up the track, won't turn, you're dead. Same with overdriving it, going too hard, and if you're up too high in the entry, it'll won't turn, you're dead. If you hit it perfectly, somehow your brain tricks you into thinking you have so much speed, and then you pancake the wall and exit, so everything's just working against you. And that's why this track's fun. Alright, before I go any further, I forgot to mention that this race was going to be a late afternoon, but when you saw on the initial lap, I was on that limiter hard, and that was on in this weather in late afternoon. We're hitting that literally like 3/8 down the backstretch. So it was horrible. That's why they changed the day on us. Anyways, we're entering 1, and I'm going to go in as low as you can without hitting the apron. At least I found that to be the best to get in this diamonding effect. So I'm turning in right before I see the black of the, of the track, but that's not really something to go off of because it might not always be there, especially if it's a green track. So just kind of, when you see the track starting to curve in, that's where I'm getting on the brakes. About 35%. You see, I'm holding that just enough to get the car to scrub off speed so I can get down here right to this dotted line. You can see right there, it was already pushing. Let me slow-mo that. Anyways, once I get past the center line, I accelerate hard. You're going to see me get to full throttle here. We're aiming for that Darlington SC sign, South Carolina. And once we get there, we're going to actually let off the gas and start coming back down. Now, the car sometimes will push, depending on how you hit this corner, or it'll loosen up so badly. I don't know. That's just the tricky thing about this track. So anyways, we're going in for a diamonding effect, so you'll see me come back down. And try to exit as straight as you can, even though I got loose there, which is something you don't want to do. Alright, see, there's that hard knocking of the limiter. Anyways, turn 3 is one of the trickier ones because you're kind of coming, like going towards the inside and then back out to get lined up with this weirdly shaped safer barrier and all that wall nonsense. And we're actually aiming for as high as we can get on entry, and you'll see. I mean, that's just the way the track is, and that's just how it's been the past couple of years. So again, about 45% brake, 50%. We're holding that long because we're trying to get it slowed down from like 180 something down to, what is it, like 150? And we're trying to stay as close to this shadowy part up top as we can for as long as we can. But eventually, you're, like you see in this lap, I start turning back down, messing with the throttle. All this is just trying to get it to work. Now, the higher up you go in this shadowy area, there's actually a point to where it'll get loose. But once I got pointed, we're, able to get that 28-1. So, yeah, so that's going to be it for this track guide. You can see that I'm running a vintagey type paint, like a throwback for Namco, because that's like the golden age of gaming. Anyways, we'll be on to next week. And, yeah. Anyways, Sim Racing Chewy sign.